AI for everyone, and if I read it from right to left, it's everyone for AI.
97% of investments are going more in terms of the technology investments from an AI, and only 3% is looking at the human part of it.
Pilots were delayed and delayed for a longer period of time, and by the time we reached towards the end of the pilot, the problem itself was changed.
The easiest mistake that we do is how can I quickly turn that around rather than looking at it holistically.
When we talk about AI, it sounds like we're all in the same boat. That's a good thing, but the bad thing is we are also in the same boat, right? Because nobody knows what exactly needs to be done.
Hello everyone, it's an absolute pleasure to be in the Deloitte AI Summit in Bangalore. My name is Deepa. I'm a partner with the Deloitte India practice, and I also lead the CIO program. Along with me, I have Vijay. And Vijay, if you could introduce yourself and then we'll start the conversation.
Thanks, Deepa, for having me here. Hi everyone, I'm Vijay Purohit. I head the APAC IT and Global Digital Hub for Wholesome, based out of Mumbai, and it's a good pleasure and to talk to Deepa over the topics we're going to cover now.
Yeah. Vijay, we came up with this tech trends, right? So this is the 17th year that we are coming up with the global tech trends. And this year, if I look at the trends, the main topic is about AI. And when I'm looking at that topic, there looks like there are 4 or 5 trends that are coming in. One is the theme of today as well is moving away from proof of concept to return on investments that we get from an AI standpoint. The second one is when AI is being implemented, the kind of infrastructure that needs to be there and how prepared are organizations around managing the AI infrastructure. The third one is obviously the human part of it, right? In the trends that when I was reading about it, one of the key things that it said is 97% of investments are going more in terms of the technology investments from an AI, and only 3% is looking on the human part of it. So it is really clear that there's more human element to AI that needs to come in. And the last bit is in terms of the cyber security, right? So from the trends, it's very clear that these will be the 4 or 5 key things that needs to be kept in mind when we are looking at AI. So what any thoughts around it in any of those pillars, Vijay, from your side? How do you agree or does these resonate with you?
No, absolutely resonates, I guess, with many of the organizations like us. If I go towards the preparedness and the people aspect of it, I think we were hit with the AI wave like anybody else, and our organization also started to cope up with that, right? And that led to 3 key elements from our side. One is employees, whether it's IT or business, they all wanted to be in this AI race. Everybody was confused about what's happening. There was a lot of FOMO of missing out, saying, somebody else is doing something. Am I going behind in my career in terms of knowing, and so on and so forth, and which eventually led to a lot of trial and errors, even at the employee level, to starting using architectures and products which is not actually approved. You're talking about cybersecurity and so on, which actually we had to stop and make sure that we are going the right governance, right? Second point led to a business challenge coming to us saying, hey, there is a lot of buzz about AI. What are we doing about it? Right? We all forgot about 400, 500 applications we had all of a sudden, and we all labeled AI is going to solve all the problems. So that understanding of even the executives at the top is very key, and what everybody has faced about saying, why are we not AI-led organization?
Right.
And the third thing that led to is, to your point, is about the ROIs, and everybody, because of these 2 points which I just mentioned, everybody started doing a race of POCs everywhere. Now, whether it's a market, whether it's in region, whether it's global, and everybody started building use cases which were pretty similar, using different architecture, different APIs, different cloud technologies, and so on, which led to again an ROI issue where pilots were delayed and delayed for a longer period of time, and by the time we reached towards the end of the pilot, the problem itself was changed by the business saying, this is no longer my problem because my world has changed now. So we looked at all of these things to make sure that we have to simplify this for our organization. So we did 3 steps. First one is AI for everyone, and if I read it from right to left, it's everyone for AI. This is a literacy program, as I keep it simple.
Right.
What we've done is basically 4-step literacy program, right, starting from foundation. taking into basically people understanding how can they use AI in the workplace.
Okay.
Not just Gemini and Notebook, but other applications which is available from our side to use in workplace, which actually makes them interesting. Third thing is about for the people who want to be developers and implement the skills of practice and so on and so forth and become an AI kind of experts in the organization. And last but not the least is about scale, innovation and leadership.
Right.
This really helped our organization to actually breathe and understand what AI is all about, because it's not that AI is never used in the organization. The whole bubble of AI we've been using, like ML, neuro languages and everything else, but people just understand AI is a new thing because Gen AI has come new. Second thing what we did is AI accelerator, which basically again talks about the cost and the ROI part of it. Everybody was doing everything. We wanted to build a small, secured and governed AI sandbox where people will get opportunity to build certain things at a very low cost. Now the way we are governing is saying we have a 30, 60, 90 day targets. If you have got a budget and you have a timeline with the business to deliver something in 30 days, you get a sandbox space for doing that.
Okay.
And that will be as low as cost for like 3 to 4K USD if you want to build that. But once you've done 30 days, either you go into a business case model or we wipe out that business case as the next business case comes in. Because there is a timeline pressure, there is a cost pressure, and there is a pipeline that is building in. Even we fail fast. We're not waiting for months and months and years investing our time and the business case goes off. Last but not the least, I would say is the governance part of it, where it is very important to understand what is happening in the organization, especially on the demand point of view. Where we have our demand forums, we also now slowly enabled if it is AI involved in the program. And the moment that happens, there is a workflow that goes to the global governance of AI, which makes sure that everything that has been done around this area is available to the market and they're not reinventing the wheel with us. So we are actually investing in these areas to do that, and then we kind of scaled up onto the many use cases we can talk about in the organization. We have in manufacturing space, we have in commercial, and as well as into the HR space as well. We've done a lot of things, including agentic AI. So these are the foundation elements we are looking at to make sure that where we are heading towards AI, it's a proper calculated success story that comes up. It's not just a risk-taking kind of an ability from our side.
Right. Even when I look at from a Deloitte standpoint, right, we have something called as the Purple Club, which is which has a lot of young people as part of the Purple Club, high-performing individuals, where they come and sit together from an innovation standpoint, because we are in the business of consulting, right?
Yes.
And that's where the transformation is going to happen the most. So we are just thinking little ahead. This Purple Club comes together, and then they try to bring in solutions that can reinvent the way that the way we are doing, and that's really working well. And similarly, we have an AI training week, right, where everybody has to go through a program to making sure that you have a basic level of understanding from an AI standpoint. But the most important thing that I feel where many of us or many companies make a mistake is looking at AI as a point time of solution, right? So if I'm doing a particular activity, if it's a compliance related activity that we are looking, or a cyber related, a small, the easiest mistake that we do is how can I quickly turn that around, rather than looking at it holistically, right? So from a cyber standpoint also, what we've been doing is to see how we manage the security operations center for large organizations. So what we are doing is to see whether the SOC analyst role is something that can be upskilled, and how can I use Gen AI to make sure that the protection is much better. So it's about all the alerts coming in. So that's where we are looking at. We are doing a lot of automation and also in terms of reporting, right? So in the entire SOC life cycle of how we manage, we are trying to see where all that can be built, rather than looking at one particular area.
No, it's a very important area, because when we talk about AI, it sounds like we are in the same boat.
Right.
That's a good thing, but the bad thing is we are also in the same boat, right? Because nobody knows what exactly needs to be done. And cybersecurity probably creates that one hole in the boat if in case you want to drown down. So I think it's very important we look at AI for cybersecurity and vice versa.
Right.
And you mentioned about SOC. Are you guys also doing something in patch management?
Yes.
And everything else to automatically do the patching?
So the agents are being built for doing the entire management from a patch management. There are some places it's not just AI, it is automation.
Also automation.
It is also automation. So it's a combination. of that which meets that business value of
Absolutely.
making sure that the patches are updated or patches are updated R-1, right?
Very good.
So that's how I'm looking at it. And one of the other aspect is in terms of governance. You touched upon it, right, where we'll need to have a responsible AI framework, a trustworthy AI framework, and making sure that we handle all components, right from governance to preventing any particular risk related exposures, having the right monitoring in place.
Yep.
And the most important is being resilient, right? So that's the entire life cycle from an AI and trustworthy AI that we need to have, similar
True.
to other technologies.
And that's what we also educating our business to say, let's not talk AI as a problem waiting for solutions. We are labeling as intelligent automation, where
Right.
AI is one part of it.
Correct.
Some solutions can also be done, like you said, any automation anywhere in terms of using whatever technology you want to use. You have ERPs with you that also has automation inbuilt in that, but that's not leveraged.
Right.
So we are now launching it as intelligent automation framework rather than AI framework.
Yeah, correct.
So everybody and you guys the best solution for your business.
Right.
And we're not here an AI kind of platform organization that we have to sell an AI platform to our own organization.
Yeah, right. Nice, interesting conversation, and I think we can go on for some more time. But thank you, Vijay, for coming in from Bombay to attend this particular event.
Absolutely,
And
no problem.
we'll continue our conversations in the breakout as well. Thank
Sure.
you.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much.